Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good
Oh,
afternoon.
wow. So, do you feel, is it okay for me to call you young adults?
Am I a young adult? Youngish?
Youngish.
An
Okay.
adult, I guess.
An adult, but oh, wow. You actually do consider yourselves adults.
I have to be.
Yeah, you're a mom, right? You have
Right.
to be, but like I'm an unsupervised.
Unsupervised
Supervised
adult.
adult. Oh, wow. That's something. Do you think you need supervision?
Well, if you, anyone who can see us right now can know I'm wearing a short sleeve in the dead of winter.
I think that's something that only adults can do.
That's true.
Then I am an adult.
Yeah.
You made a choice.
I made a choice. I dressed
Yeah.
myself.
Yes, of course. Look like it. Well, anyway, that's a question for today. When did you guys realize that I'm adult? I'm an adult. I'm an adult now.
Oh, well, I was thinking about this right before we came on air. And yes, I said I felt like an adult the first time I bought my first appliance.
Oh, and what was that?
That was a washing machine. So I bought my own
Oh.
house and I bought my first appliance washing machine. So I said, wow, I'm an adult. Yeah, it was a very critical moment. Maybe I was about, I think, 25 at the
Wow.
time. Yes.
25, she already had a house and a washing machine.
I'm working on it.
Very, very, very impressive. What was I doing at 25?
That made me think back, actually. 25, a house and a washing machine. Oh, wow. So you don't have to ask mom to wash your laundry anymore.
That's right.
How about you, Titi?
I think it was also around 25,
Oh.
but that was when I moved into an apartment for the first time on my own.
Oh.
I wasn't in the dorms, nothing protecting me. I had to pay bills. And I was calling all my Korean friends, like, where do you pay the water bill? Where do you pay the electricity bill? And
Wow.
I had no choice. And also, I think that same year was my first Chuseok alone. So I had to cook because all the restaurants were closed that week. So
Oh,
everything at once
wow.
that same time. So I was like, I'm an
Wow,
adult now.
20s. Yeah.
So in the
I think
20s?
that's one particular thing that kind of signals adulthood, moving out of the
Moving
house.
out.
Yeah. Moving out
Right.
of your parents' house, I mean, at least, and that means, you having to fend for yourself for every single thing. And I don't really know why when we were young we wanted to be an adult so fast.
Right? And now I regret
It's a
feeling that way.
scam. It's a scam. The biggest scam.
And then even if we say this to a lot of kids, they will actually, no, you're lying. I wanted to be an adult. I want to be an adult as fast as I can. You're lying. Being an
Right.
adult is great. It's not all that great with the responsibilities and everything. But we're talking about, being an adult because we're talking about life expectancy here in today's show for Issue Roundtable. And last week it was reported that the life expectancy of Koreans has risen to 83.5 years. Wow. Could you tell us more about it, Jem?
Yeah, sure. So it is 83.5 years. You're absolutely right. It is up 7 years compared to 2 decades ago.
Wow.
And it's up 2.6 years for men, 3.3 years longer for women. And Korea is in the top 3 of the OECD countries, along with Japan and Hong Kong.
Wow.
And actually, it's gone up over the years more and more. So the life expectancy is getting longer and longer here in Korea.
Wow. And to think that it's a super age society as well.
Yeah, it is. People, for those who don't know what a super age society is, it refers to a nation whose elderly population accounts for 20% or more of the entire population, according to the UN. And Korea is expected to be one of the 8 super age societies in the world by 2024.
Oh, geez. That's just a year from
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's
close.
Oh my God, don't remind me. The years are moving so fast. And Japan, Italy, Germany, Sweden, France are all there. And very soon, Canada and UK are going to join up with them as super age countries.
So people are living longer all around the world.
All around the world, yeah.
And thinking about it, if we talk about men and women in general, women actually live longer than men. And the rise also in life expectancies in Korea is longer for women as well. 3.3 for women, 2.6 for men.
Right.
Wow.
It seems to be like that all across the board. The
Yeah,
more
all
I
over the board.
research about this, almost in every country,
Yeah.
worldwide, this is the case.
Wow. Okay. Now, actually, worldwide, I was looking at the statistics earlier on as well. I used to look at it. I used to watch it a lot way back. I used to read and research about this. Now, for both sexes, the life expectancy at birth, both sexes combined, in the whole world, it's 73.2 years only. So we are like, if we are at 83.5, we're about like 10 years more than the international average, than the worldwide average. That's 75.6 for females and 70.8 years for men.
Wow.
So why do you think is there a sudden increase in life expectancy?
Well, I would like to say, like in Korea, it's the kimchi, no?
As we
People would say
discussed.
there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our diet has the Korean diet has a lot to play.
See, it's our uri.
It's our
Uri diet.
Uri diet.
Yeah, it has a lot to play with the life expectancy, and there's also the national health insurance, which also makes affordable health care for everybody. And I've seen that a lot of Koreans, easily go to the hospital whenever anything is wrong with them.
Yeah.
But according to research done by a professor in University of Ulsan College of Medicine, he said, is the reduction in infant mortality and reductions in cardiovascular diseases that has contributed the most to longer life expectancy, especially between 1983 and 2005 in Korea. So there's led to lower rates in stomach cancer, liver disease, tuberculosis, etc. However, higher mortality from heart disease, lung and bronchial cancer, and other disease, of course, also suicide, which has gained about 10% in both genders. So I think, as they said, if you look at it, in 2018, as Jem said earlier, it kept increasing. But in 2018, for the first time, it halted.
Oh, wow.
And that was because of older people were dying more because of the cold, pneumonia.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So when he was like, if you only look at the life expectancy at birth and you just look at just you will see that it's contributed to infant mortality and reduction in cardiovascular diseases, which was affecting a lot of Koreans at that time. But if you look at what is causing it now, is mostly because of income levels and
Right.
Yeah,
That will
as well.
affect.
Of course, what do you call that? The retirement age in Korea is actually a bit low in comparison if you actually think about the life expectancy that
Exactly.
Korea has, right? How about in your own countries?
Yes. Well, according to World Meters, I got the numbers for the USA. Average life expectancy is 79 years, 81 for women, 76 for men. So I just checked what are some of the reasons why
Yeah.
people are living longer. Better home health care. Of course, the U.S. has issues with, public health care, but
Yeah.
good home health care. A lot of people have quit smoking.
Oh, wow.
Especially, I feel that too over the years. And then actually the US is pretty high on the happiness index. That people
Oh.
are happier, so they are living longer. But on the other hand, I saw the statistics that because of the pandemic, actually it really affected the level. So now it is 77.3 years, the lowest level since
Oh.
2003, primarily for the deaths caused by the pandemic. So that was strong enough to affect the overall numbers.
So a lot of older people
Yeah.
died because of the pandemic. That's the
Yeah.
reason why the life expectancy has shortened as well, and the number
Right.
of deaths due to the pandemic as well. How is it in Nigeria,
Well, I
Titi?
found this very funny that the happiness index was one of the factors considered for the US because
Yeah.
at one time in Nigeria, we got the happiest country in the world. This was in 2018, 2008. when
Okay.
Oh, cool.
The whole world was suffering from the recession, and we were the happiest people in the world. And I was
Wow.
like, okay, But when I checked the numbers, we are at 55, like, which is really low.
55 years.
55 years.
Wow.
So which is really low. And, and then I remembered it's life expectancy by birth. And Nigerians, like every other African country, we have more kids and, of course, higher infant mortality rate.
Oh,
So
wow.
there are more babies going, and thus when you do the percentage of obviously the age will be lower.
Okay.
However, something else I also noticed when they came to diseases, there were a lot of communicable diseases suffering in
okay.
sub-Saharan. Let me just focus on sub-Saharan Africa
Sub-Saharan
because
Africa,
Africa is
okay.
very huge. And
Yeah.
you can't just break it down to one whole continent.
Okay,
but in
so
sub-Saharan, Africa, it's mostly communicable diseases
Okay.
and also diseases that could have been cured with vaccines. So like when I think about it, when a lot of my friends and family used to come to Nigeria for a vacation, we used to take this injection against malaria.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
However, Nigerians don't have this
Yeah.
vaccine easily available to them against
know.
malaria. So a lot of people are still dying from malaria.
Yes.
And I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
And this brings us back down to the pandemic right now where they don't have enough access to COVID vaccines. So of course a lot of people are dying there compared to other countries. But again, there are not a lot of cases in Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa, compared to a lot of
Okay.
other countries too. So that's also another
Yeah, I would think that the immunization program is really a big hurdle to extending the life expectancy in, as you have said, in African countries, sub-Saharan at least at this point in time. I remember when I first visited Africa, I was asked to actually take a yellow fever vaccine, a tetanus vaccine, and a malaria vaccine.
Wow.
Because these are, as you have said, communicable diseases when you go to Africa. And just thinking about that, you as a visitor are supposed to take all of these vaccines, and those people who are living there exposed to it every single time, if they cannot get the vaccine, the probability of them getting it for themselves is really, really high.
low.
Right.
I was so surprised when in 2020 they said we had conquered polio.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, polio?
That's quite an old disease we think of in the
Yeah.
U.S. Yeah.
I had my it was an oral medicine that oral vaccine for polio way back.
Right.
So how is it that we just conquered polio?
Wow.
So that's what I like. I guess there's a problem with that, and that has affected the rate
Well,
tremendously.
people are actually living longer as well. So, people are working longer as well. A lot of people will say, especially here in Korea, once you stop working, I don't know, because you have to stop working because of your age, that's when actually your health actually goes down. Your health suffers when you stop working. So a lot of people are actually trying to still work. My father-in-law at 80 would still want to work.
Wow.
So, and the retirement age has gone up in the U.S., I would think so. Jen.
Right. I was actually surprised when I searched this. I was not sure of the retirement age. Both of my parents are retired. They are over 65. So I thought it was 65, but I heard it went up from 65 to 67.
Wow.
So anyone born 1960 and after. This is from AARP. This is the American Association for Retired People. And when I searched, it says that the current age is 60 in Korea for
Yeah.
retirement. But as you said, many people continue to
work,
way
yeah.
past 60. They like to keep their mind sharp, keep their hands
Busy.
also active.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Having an active lifestyle at that point in your life is something really needed. And I know that there are a lot of policies that are actually trying to think of lowering that to 55 or 57 as well here in Korea. So,
Yeah, I'm sure people like my mom will support that policy.
Yeah.
I mean, love to not work, but some people love to work, so it's
Yeah.
hard to say.
Right.
How do you think has your health, both of you, has changed since moving to Korea?
Oh, well, for me, it's a funny one, but I didn't drink alcohol before moving to Korea.
Okay.
So I started drinking alcohol. I didn't typically eat rice. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
US, more of a bread-based diet. So I had some weight gain from easy access to delivery food, just
Okay.
as a joke. But I think a lot of us have the same problem, right?
Yep. Guilty.
And then I also felt I'm a little less active because Korea has 4 seasons. I'm from Hawaii where it's always summer. So
Oh,
you can
yeah.
always work out outside. So I can always take a walk or run. But here in the winter time, I find myself getting lazy, staying home.
Of course, you're hibernating. Winter is for
Hibernating.
hibernating. Come on, what are you
Yeah.
thinking? You know, we're from like tropical countries. We're gonna hibernate. How about you, Titi?
Well, I'm active all year round.
That's good. That's a good thing.
I don't understand what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
But because of the air kind of affected me. I started having dry eyes, and whenever the season changes, I start having allergies. I was like, oh my
Ooh.
God,
Wow.
why am I having allergies? So, and also my knees started to hurt because Korea is hilly, very hilly.
I think it could also be age.
I
My
like to
knees
think
hurt
it's
too.
Korea.
Okay. Okay. You would want to think it's Korea. Okay. Blame. Yeah. Put the blame on
I'm
the.
like, my genetics say my knees should be stronger than this. Don't fail me, body.
Okay. I don't want to talk about knees because mine doesn't work the way that it should.
Right.
Anyway, it's making funny sounds these days. So
Oh no.
anyway, what do you guys think people should do to increase their life expectancy? I mean, what do we have to do to increase our life expectancy?
Right. I think a lot of people know the basics, have a healthy diet, don't smoke, but a lot of people don't consider that stress. Heavy stress will reduce your life expectancy by 2.8 years.
Oh, wow.
And yes, also smoking reduces by 6.6 years and diabetes 6.5 years. But think about it, stress 2.8 years. So you got to
Yeah.
keep yourself, calm, controlled. Yes.
Difficult to do that.
Yeah, because I kind of agree with that too because I'm living proof. I always take a lot of things to do, and whenever it starts, my hair is the first thing to tell me. I can start to have gray hair, and like, ooh, time to reduce stress. Time to reduce stress.
Oh, at least that's just a signal for you. Then for me now, whenever I see, oh my God, it's time to go to the salon and color my hair, and because it doesn't come in ones or twos.
Oh,
They all come
I'm still
together.
in ones.
Every
Still in
stress,
ones.
every piece of stress.
Is there, but do you guys want to live longer? I think that is something that a question that has been thrown at me for a couple or more times. Do you till how old do you want to live?
Well, this might be the Nigerian in me, but if I'm healthy, sure, let's do it. Like I don't care about any other thing as long as I'm healthy, and that's fine. I can live up to 100.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
how about you, Jem?
Pretty much same. As long as I'm fairly healthy physically and mentally, I'll go as far as I can.
Okay.
As well.
Okay, so live as far as we can or as older as we can. That's
Yes.
our motto for today. Of course, I talked about exercise. I mean, that's important, right? If you want to live longer. And any advice from you, Titi? Don't stress.
Oh yeah, reduce your stress, and you have one life to live. YOLO,
Right. Drink water.
Drink water, experience it all.
Okay, well, there you go. Hopefully, I mean, living a long life is really something, but living a happy, meaningful life is more than, having a long life as well. And we're talking about, what the question for today is actually, what do you think, or what age do you think, or when did you feel that you became an adult? And we were talking about how bad it was being an adult. And Jaylee, you're probably really young. Being an adult isn't that that bad. Okay. And 6315 says, 남자는 철 들면 죽는데요. 정말 철은 저 멀리 있을지도 몰라요. 저는 남편은 큰아들이다 생각하고 살아요. Okay, now here in Korea, a lot of people would say that men, if they grow up, they that means they're gonna die soon. Something is changing. So she's just thinking that her husband is her eldest son. I think it's easier that way.
Wise,
right?
wise.
Wise decision.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for sending all of your answers. If you have thought of anything else, you can email us, you can DM us, diverse.voices, and you can still send us your answers. Thank you very much, Jem and Titi, for being with me, for being with us today. Of course, Men and Air is coming up next after a song. This is E. Eran with 백세 인생. This has been Jasmine. Join me once again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Love you all.